What's good, y'all? It's your boy Thizzle in the building. And today I'm going to be ranking the Saw franchise from worst to best. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. First up is Saw 3D. This one is my absolute least favorite of the whole franchise. The only trap that comes to mind is the Chester Bennington one where he's glued to the seat in the garage. That one is a dope scene, but it's only one great moment out of the whole movie. But to me, none of the performances or the writing or the music or really anything stood out. Overall, I give Saw 3D a 4.5 out of 10. Saw 5. Nothing too memorable. There are one or two nice traps in here. I do love the one with the at the end where they have to stick their fucking hand in like the saw blades to fill up the liter of the blood. That shit was crazy. That's probably my favorite trap in the whole movie, but it sucks that I have to wait all the way till the end to see it. To me, nothing else really stands out. It's it's whatever. I'm gonna give Saw 5 a 5.5 out of 10. Spiral. I really wanted to love this one. When I got news of this film being developed and the headlines of Chris Rock wanting to take the Saw franchise into another level, I was down for it. I was like, yo, this is going to be dope. Chris Rock's tackling some Saw material. He's the executive producer, the story writer, I believe. So I went into this film with very high expectations. And I left the film extremely disappointed. None of the traps are really memorable. I can't think of any that really stood out. The acting is fine. To me, the writing is terrible. And the twist sucks ass. The twist is terrible, very predictable. A lot of people were hating on the voice change. That was one of the few things that I kind of didn't really mind. I actually thought it was kind of cool at moments, but some parts it was a little silly, like, hello, Detective Benson, or, Chris Rock actually does a pretty good job, and I do appreciate him and Sam Jack's chemistry in the film. There's a little bit of it, not as much as I wanted to see, but when it's on screen, it feels right. But overall, very disappointing. I'm going to give Spiral a 5.5 out of 10. Saw 4. This is the first Saw film in the franchise, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, that has a lead black actor. So I felt it was a little refreshing at times. Some of the traps are actually pretty damn good. The two that come to mind for me is the one where the chick is like, she has like her scalp or her fucking hair attached to like this hook thing or something. And it's like pulling her fucking scalp. That one was really brutal. And another one I thought was pretty cool was the old couple attached to the chair and they have to like pull the fucking knives out of like each other. And some crazy shit. I do enjoy 4 a little bit more than Spiral and 5 and definitely more than Saw 3D. And the acting is fine. The writing's cool. The writing feels like regular Saw. The writing in Saw can either be absolutely horrendous or it can actually be pretty damn good, like the first 2 or even the first 3 Saw films. But this one falls into the decent category. I'm going to give Saw 4 a 6.5 out of 10. Saw 6. To me, Saw 6 has 2 of the best traps in the whole franchise. We have the carousel one, which I actually thought was dope. And I like the oxygen trap, where if they stop breathing, the mechanical thing crushes their fucking ribs. The writing is horrible at times, and the acting is a little bit wonky. Like with the guy on the carousel trap, he's like, you look at me when you're killing me. It's like, all right, dog, chill. But to me, the gore is like a solid 8.5 on this one. I don't love it, but I do enjoy it a little bit more than the previous ones. I'm going to give Saw 6 a strong 6.5 out of 10. Jigsaw. I rewatched this one recently. The first time, I didn't love it. I think I checked out a couple times and I was just like feeling whatever about it. But on this rewatch, I enjoyed it way more than before. The twists are a little bit overdone through the whole Saw franchise, but this one actually caught me by surprise a little bit with how they did it, and I just wasn't expecting it. I was like, oh shit, that kind of caught me off guard a little bit. It's not an incredible twist, but I think the twist is a notch better than a lot of the fucking sequels in this franchise. I think it's also one of his better performances in all the Saw movies because he's kind of sleepwalking through it, not really giving a fuck, but having fun with it at the same time, if that makes sense. And the writing is actually pretty decent compared to all the other films. I would give Jigsaw a 7.5 out of 10. It actually surprised me. This one has arguably the meanest trap of the whole franchise. It's where the homie is caught in the fucking rack, and his legs and his arms and his fucking head are like all stuck in these like mechanical rods. So like they twist his fucking arm and his leg and his head. That one is probably the hardest to watch trap in the whole franchise for me. Saw 3 feels a lot more meaner and grittier than a lot of the other ones. Awesome gore. There's actually some pretty good acting moments. I did like the story with the main dude, Jeff, and how the son who got killed in the car crash was used against that. So there were some cool story moments that I appreciated. But yeah, this one's one of my favorite ones, yo. I'm going to give Saw 3 a 7.5 out of 10. The one that started it all, Saw 2004. Personally, I think Saw 1 is a tad bit overrated, just a little bit. But I do appreciate the work that they did for the very small budget that they had. I think the budget was only $1 million. And that sounds like a lot to us, but when it comes to these studio suits and tie guys, they're fucking throwing millions and millions and millions of dollars everywhere. I really do appreciate all the work that went into this film. And I do think it's a really good film. I think the cast is great. The performances are awesome. Danny Glover's in the film, does a great job. I think the writing is really good. The directing is nice. Some of the camera work is pretty cool. This one is the least goriest one of the franchise, but it works because of the atmosphere and the fucking tension. The banter between Dr. Gordon and Adam, it just felt really natural. I'm going to give Saw 2004 an 8 out of 10. This is it. My favorite Saw film. Saw 2. I can argue that Saw 2004 is the most well-made film of the Saw franchise, but Saw 2 is the one that I enjoy the most out of all of them. It's the grimiest one in terms of feel and look and camera work, and the acting is awesome from the whole cast. There's some great chemistry. Frankie G plays a great scumbag. When you got homegirl Amanda digging through the fucking needle pit, I remember that scene really stuck with me as a kid. The scene where homegirl's like stuck with the fucking blades on her wrist and like she's stuck in the glass thing, that shit stuck with me as a kid. Long story short, it's the one that I enjoy the most. Saw 2 for me gets a 9 out of 10. Yes, sir. Thank y'all for watching. This has been Fro's ranking of the Saw franchise from worst to best. I appreciate y'all watching. And if there's any movies, terrible or good, that you would like me to review or any recommendations, leave them in the comment section below. I appreciate y'all. It's your boy Fro Thizzle, and I'm out of the building. Peace, nigga. Bye.